Hello dear traders, petar.jacimovic here. Want to let you know about the update in the British pound versus US dollar that I mentioned it a few weeks ago, and this is the update on my bearish call starting from 1.3500 when I basically established my sell position on a short-term perspective on the British pound versus US dollar, watching the market profile combining with the regular with the price action analysis and doing the statistical work on this currency pair. I realized that British pound is in good area that and I started to sell the British pound versus US dollar. My first sell was 1.3, actually 550, and my final I added my full position to 1.3500. So basically that area of my entry is somewhere around this zone, my final. So this is my entry here, this line here. So here actually I want to speak more about so this setup when it's going very good, and so far there is nothing which will stop for now. Sellers are in control, and I catch basically this move from the very start, which is a good, because if you understand, if you inform traders and you catch something from the early stages, you can benefit on the holding when the mass is actually seeing the opportunity, because usually every trend, every move basically have some free commons in phase, which I basically discovered or I experienced in my 10 years of trading, full-time trading, is that every basically trend have something where the informed traders actually position themselves at the first stage. These traders are traders like we are, so we using the statistical approach, we're using non-standard things, we're using the statistical approach, using the distribution type of charts, auction process to understand the value and so on, understanding the intermarket analysis at the moment and general condition on the market, and the informed traders actually step in first. That usually start with some trap action. It does mean always, but usually it starts with a trap action, as like we got here this access here this week when this was I think on the news, price went higher, the crowd and everyone and the newspapers and so on, there was like, oh, this must go, this will go higher, this will go higher, and so on and so on. I patiently wait to see actually what will happen on that news and so on, and on that specific week, and I saw that was actually a clear trap. It was pretty clear for me that there is a good chance that actually informed traders and the market makers trap the buyer, trap the crowd to take their money. Alright, and they're doing this over and over, not just on the short-term perspective, on the short-term swings, they're doing also on the intraday perspective over and over every single day. I'm basically mastered to recognize these patterns, to recognize their activity through the market profile, understanding the volume related to the price, understanding the statistical approach, and combining, of course, with the regular chart to have a picture and in general market condition. So, you know, what happened is basically they trapped the buyers on this axis, and that started the sell for informed traders. So the early stage of the one good moment and good short-term swing actually starting from the market makers or informed traders step in on the market and put a good amount of money on the market. So that is a first, let's say, first wave of distribution. Then the second wave is when the let's call them regular traders who follow, full-time traders, they follow and they see that changing in these systems, in their systems, whatever that is, Ichimoku system, whatever it is, that moving average crossing and so on and so on. So basically you see these type of traders are in the second wave of this moment, potential moment, you know. And finally the third wave, and that is the critical, is when the most of the crowd, when you see the newspapers are bombarding basically everyone that, for example, in this example, imagine in the next week or two, pound is going 400 pips lower, and then you see on the news, pound dropped this much, pound they dropped this much, and this is where this final extension, when the crowd basically extend themselves, they actually are very late into the party, because informed traders are sitting and earning from their lacking of understanding and basically their mistakes, let's call them that way. So informed traders earn the most of most cake, let's say, the biggest part of cake. Then the traders who follow systems and so on, and they also see on their regular charts something in changing moving average crosses, price crossing the moving average 50 or so on. There is a changing in the trend behavior. They recognize that, and then finally have this last extended way, which is basically that final push where the informed traders actually get out of the market and take a very good amount of in this case pips, or if it's a stock, good amount of shares and so on. So I recognize that it is like that. The three waves of general good upward or downward leg. In this example, we speak about the potential downward move. I think that we are in the phase in the British pound that informed traders basically a week and 2 weeks ago they started to sell. There is a good room for price to go more lower, and basically right now these regular traders see that there is a changing in trend dynamic in their systems. They will join the party. They will move still slowly and steady. They can move the pound, and then finally when you see in the news and something big happens, some big climax happen on the market, that means that the crowd actually saw the news, was so nervous what will happen, and they did this last push, which actually added more gains to the professional informed traders. It's something like that in the very base of what I discovered during the years and so on, and the things I'm translating in my educational masterclass and the private mentorship program is all of this into the on my approach, how I'm using and how I'm positioning myself on the market. I follow closely every single day what's going on, and I follow where the opportunity lies, and then I try to position myself basically. And the patience is a very critical in the trading. If you don't have patience to wait the opportunity to extend, to establish, the more you wait, if you're good positioned, the larger profit you can gain. Okay, so you cannot gain profit overnight or something like that. If we speak about short-term trading and so on, the more you wait, the better chances you have, and basically the larger profit potential you can achieve. So I'm already sitting on this position for approx 6-7 days. Okay, I'm already sitting on this for 7 days, for 1 week. I'm still holding this position. I secured my position break even, and I just right now follow and check day by day, week by week, what's going on with the value, with the price, and in general, what is the market condition. Okay, so I marked you some levels here based on the volume price action, and based on so we have a strong point of control from 3 weeks ago, 1.3205, and let's put that in round number. 1.3200 is a critical level in terms of distribution statistical approach. The price may reject some from that point, or it can penetrate. If the price penetrates this means they're very sellers are strong in control, and more and more participants join this selling on the British pound. And then this can lead us to the next potential levels. So 1.3050 is distribution from this week here. This was 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, and we have a 1.2925, very strong point of control there, and strong node here, 1.2925. Watch for that. And finally, where actually the levels 1.2800 and even lower, where actually we started this actually bullish movement from this week here. That was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks ago. Okay. Absolutely, there is a technical aspect that we may retest that in the next weeks, in the next period. But we go step by step and observe the market, see the rhythm of the market, see what's going on generally, what is the general condition. If still everything is in alignment, we just sit on this. So again, this is the market profile, the weekly profiles and auctions, and we can go to the regular bar. This is how it looks like. Okay. Now you can recognize why the crowd is always late on the party, because if you watch visually only and watch the price action, the regular type of charts, which are like candlestick chart, which is the most used, and the bars, you basically, this was the weekly chart, you see basically the strong wick upward, and everything is upward. And if you check any moving average on daily time frame, it was a strong upward movement. Price is above 50, above 100 moving average. Price is took off the previous high on the weekly time frame, and everyone will be looking for buying based on this assumption that price closed very strongly on this. Now what happened is basically the smart money, I will call them informed traders, basically trapped the buyers on the news. It went higher and then lower. Still no one will just informed traders will start to sell and distribute from this point, the informed traders, and the most of traders were still looking for changing in trend dynamic and so on, while the informed traders are sitting and watching how the other money, the crowd money will work for them. Okay, so basically they're in that position to put themselves and someone else work for them and create them momentum and liquidity and volatility for them. Okay, so this is how it looks. If you check the weekly candlestick, you'll basically see nothing more than the body. You see the low, you see the high, you see the open, you see the close, and the body. That's all you see in the candle chart, right? Now if I ask you where is the value on that wick, where is the point of control, do we have single prints and so on, you don't know anything, except that you visually saw that something closed higher and strong real body, very bullish, right? And this is the profile for that wick. This whole profile is for that wick. We saw much more, including everything you can see there, based on we open in here and the print A, we close here, here 1.3 584. We got the low, we see the low 1.3 147, and we had a high. But what we can see more is where is the value, how many distributions we got that way, how are they strong or not, do we have any how many single prints we got, do we have a weak high or strong high, we have weak low or strong low, and then what is general position according to the current price. That is something you cannot see on any regular chart. It's only you can see if you collect data and information on this way. And this is why I teach my students and have a strong education based on the profile, and I teach you my approach, how I'm using statistical approach together with the regular chart to combine them and make potential opportunity if there is opportunity, right? So it's very important to understand, and I basically have on my second monitor some quotes which I think that they are actually reflecting something which is always happens. Okay, always happens. For example, quote from Jesse Livermore, when he said, remember this, when you're doing nothing, those speculators who feel they must trade day in and day out are laying the foundation for your next venture. You will take benefits from their mistakes. Okay, so this is a quote from the one of the largest investors um, and tape traders of all time. Jesse Livermore that said that. So basically, informed traders benefit from mistakes of the public. Okay, because the public is not informed. The public always seek for a fast, uh, money without putting hard work, without reading the books about investing, about reading a lot of stuffs about the business they are in, and so on and so on. Then there will always be a weak traders on that sense, and weak investors, because their level of understanding the market and what drive the market and where the opportunity lies is a very weak compared to informed traders, you know. And I can tell you that I spend, and I'm still spending, about 8 to 10 hours a day of always improving myself, always reading, reading from the best, getting the informations, having the experience, bringing more and more experience. I already have 10 years of experience, and so on. It's all a constant evolving, let's call business. You know, you need to be always intact. What's going on the market? You need to understand the market condition, the intermarket correlation. You need to have a statistical approach as well. And the very important things, this is a one part. The second part is how you will manage your position, what the risks you should do, your appetite of risk, and so on and so on. It's a whole management, this fundamental management part, you know. So this is one of the hardest businesses, and one of the it's not one, it's the largest business in the world. The forex is the largest business in the world, and together with the stock and the futures, these are three largest markets in the world in businesses. Okay, so what I always say is you need a good educator with very good understanding of the market, including all of the aspects, not only technical, not only this, not only that, including the psychological aspect, including the money management aspect, including the understanding of the market, and combining statistical approach with the technical approach, and all of this is basically what can bring you the good results and the good performance on your portfolio. So back here, so that was one quote. I can one of my best quotes is from the Warren Buffett, when he said, "Price is what you pay, the value is what you get." Okay, and this is especially good for the profile and understanding the market profile. Okay, price is what you pay, value is what you get. So price and value in relation are very important on any financial market. I'm just searching if I can find something which is this is one of my favorites as well, from Jesse Livermore. He said that market does not beat them. He think on the traders. They beat themselves, because through they have brains, they cannot sit tight. And this is exactly true. The market is not beating you, or any trader who is not profitable. It's always the you, basically. If you have a long-term bad results, it must be that something, or you don't have enough knowledge to trade, and you need to educate yourself, or it can be that you lack emotional aspect, or your risk of appetite is more like gambling style, so something you lack to be a professional. And basically every my student, I discover what is his weakness, and then I work also on the psychological aspect to actually fix that weakness and improve trading, because every individual is story for itself. I work with a lot of students, with many students. I work basically in my years of tutoring others, and as I said, I will basically establish a company, and from next year I'll be happy to inform you when the website is finished and when everything is set up to join the real thing and the real things, and start your journey, but on the, like, informed traders. So even if you don't want to wait, start the next year, you can always call me if you want to learn right now. You can always call me on the Skype me, or email me if you're interested in the mentorship program, one-on-one private program. And if you want me to be your mentor, you can always contact me, and I will be more than happy to help you and teach you my approach. And it's not only that in these 10 years I pretty much created my own approach, my own unique way of watching the market profile with the regular charts together, and also I can teach you on the intraday trading if you're interested in that as well, using the profile and session separated profiles and so on, together with, again, a regular chart. But it's not only that which I will teach you. I will teach you basically the way you should focus to when you always analyze market. Okay, the way of analyzing. It's not only approach. You need to have the mindset of the professional trader, and that's one of the very very, very, very strong tasks that I'm always put that much effort, that you transfer your mindset. If you think like a regular trader, or let's say a retail trader, you transfer that mindset to think like professional, because this is the only way you can be a professional. If you think like professional, you can become professional, and this is the one of the ways to actually achieve that. And I teach you how you should analyze. It's a very, very strong approach. Most of the things you can find on the internet basically are one thing, just in the millions different forms. So it's they selling you some useless indicators, they created in 10 minutes, and they selling you this, or they selling you and then telling you this is how the banks work, and this is the miracle strategy, on something like that. They call them educators without any strong historical. On the My Journal, the Forex Factory thread, you can find every call basically was before the fact, and this is very rare to find. And I have 7 to 8 years of journal, and I'm doing for company for 5 years every single day, the market analysis and so on. So you need to find, it does need to be me, as I said. If you like my way of trading and a trading approach and understanding, then this is the good for you. If you don't like this and you think this is not good for you or something, the key thing here is that you need someone who got a really good history of trades. It does need to be the exactly statement that he must have statement of 10 years or 20 years. It means that the approach he trades, and that he got something like journal or blog where you can see the trades which happened before the fact, and that you see that this person or educator perform good and understand the market, so he can teach you as well the same thing, that you can understand and become informed traders. It's a very actually small number of educators which can give you this. Most of the things you can basically read in a few books which the educator is selling you and the company is selling you for big money. So this is all I wanted to explain you. Again, if you're really plan to, you can achieve. I'm achieving the phenomenal results this year, and as I said, I'm starting my company and so on. So absolutely you can as well, but it's all about you, how much effort you will put into this business. is this will be your own business. So do you want to you know, do you see yourself like a full-time trader and investor, or you see something like a part trader, something part? If you're really serious about being a full-time trader and going in the business to earn money, basically you can do that, and I can help you absolutely all the way. Everything you need I can teach you, basically from the very base to the advanced, to the technical approach, to the statistical, to the money management way, to the psychological factors, and you know, so basically all in this mentorship program and masterclass. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to comment on the video. I really appreciate comments, because I really like the when I see that people enjoy and so on. So don't hesitate to comment, don't hesitate to share this video with anyone on your social networks and so on. And you know, I hope that I open eyes for some traders, you know, that they don't lose themselves in the sea of totally unimportant things, you know, which you can find globally on the internet, because internet is full of unimportant things, you know. I think that maybe there is only few percentage of actual really important things on the internet. All of the rest is only entertaining stuffs, and I don't know how to call that. So till next time, wish you good trading. Hope you also enjoyed this downward movement from 2 weeks ago. And you know, I'm here for any kind of cooperation. You can contact me on Skype. I'll leave my Skype username in the description of the video. So bye bye for now. It is late here in Serbia. It's 11 p.m. So I wish you good night. Trade safe, and stay tuned for the next videos, and bye bye.